Let's make your job easy.
The Eagles make it 4 straight victories, and none were more impressive than the side's come-from-behind win over the Crows on the road, or some say the home away from home at Adelaide Oval, 33 points down early in the third quarter. Almost like a swapping of roles from last year's round 15 clash at Adelaide Oval, where West Coast dwindled away a 27-point lead, turned that into a loss. But this victory keeps West Coast top 4 chances well and truly alive, with a round 11 fixture against the Dogs on the horizon. Welcome to this week's episode of Eagle Review, proudly sponsored by Kennards Hire. Drive by a store near you or visit them online, kennards.com.au. Benny Roberts, welcome back.
Thank you.
What a season-defining victory that was. Extraordinary effort to get the job done as a collective also.
Yeah, had a good 3 quarters, and the second quarter was obviously cause for some concern, but they managed to turn things around at the half and really 10 goals to 3 after half-time, and really came home strongly. 8-2 at the Adelaide Oval. Why don't you say home away from home? Something in the water in Adelaide? Something in the water. 4 in a row. 5th on the ladder now. 5th on the ladder, entrenched in the top half of the ladder. What was it, the half? Top of the bottom half of the top 8, if you know what I'm talking about.
I gotcha.
Big chance to push for the top 4 as they head to the bye with the Doggies and Sydney to come. So, yeah, big win against a quality opponent on the road.
The Oscar Allen goal, that was something special. Yep. Just a little tap to himself over Willie Rioli's head. So love the accidental block from Darling on Jake Kelly to prevent the tackle. But for a 12-gamer, that was some poise.
Yeah, led the team for inside 50s too, Oscar Allen. So he's getting up and getting back, and huge moment, and kicked ultimately what was the winning goal, and then we sealed it after that. But a huge moment for a young boy to show that sort of composure is the word I'm going to use, Stephen, and the awareness to tap it over the top and then calmly take it and kick it and celebrate and get us into a winning position. So it was great stuff.
What were the numbers that mattered on the weekend, Benny? What took your eye?
Lots of numbers that mattered, Stephen. How about the first quarter? We started really well, and I thought, the boys are on today. It's good to see. From the 10-minute mark of the first term, 23 more forward half disposals. That's 12 more inside 50s. Outscored Adelaide by 20, so off to a flyer. But then second quarter, as we said, went awry, and Adelaide really dominated from the middle. A lot of ball inside 50. I think they 6 goals straight, didn't they, in the second quarter? Really disappointing, but they went into half-time and turned things around. At half-time, West Coast had a crack at 77 tackles. 77
Got to be a record
tackles.
In the half, I would have
That
thought.
is the highest, more than 20 more than any other game this season. They only averaged 55 per game. They've had a crack at 77 in the first half. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're dead on. It was the third quarter that really sparked everything. West Coast, 6 goals from clearances after half-time. They had 7 for the match. Adelaide had never conceded that amount in a season. That was extraordinary. So West Coast's first 7 inside 50s in the third quarter, scored every single one of them.
Well, I can just stop you there very quickly. Talking inside 50s, 47 per game we averaged in 2019. Second worst in the comp. Bang on our average. 40.
Second worst?
Second worst, but 48 at the weekend, so bang on the average. But what happens, Stephen, is we score from 24%, which is 4th best in the AFL. So that's how we've been managing to stay in these games and win them with the lower inside 50 counts.
I understand. It was an impressive third quarter though, Benny. Let's go back to it. 13 more contested disposals from our side. Obviously that was led by the star performers in the engine room.
Absolutely, and as we said, contested possessions, clearances, goals from, that's where we got it done, and the middle got it done, as we said. So Yo and Redden tackles, 15 each. Yo's had 31 tackles in the last 2 weeks.
That's monstrous.
That is outrageous.
For a bloke averaging, 6 for his career, mate?
Yeah, something like that. He is a tackling machine, but he's gone to new levels in the last 2 weeks. Shuey's last half, but particularly his last quarter, was phenomenal, right in and under, getting a lot of drive. A lot of those clearances were his.
Well, the big one in the fourth quarter has to be said. And then Darling to go back and have the composure. Doesn't happen without Luke Shuey winning that hard footy.
Yep. Shuey got the ground ball to Gaff. He kicked it forward to go to Oscar Allen as well, so he was everywhere. Gaffy, speaking of him, 12 disposals and a few timely intercept marks. He might put his hand up to say to Gov, if you want to have a swap, mate. He's had 5 intercepts for the day.
So he's had 3 for the day and 5 for the season.
5 for the season, 3 for the day. Quadrupled his average, if you don't mind. Gov on the wing would be humour too, just quietly. Dom Shee, 22 contested possessions. That's the highest for the team by some margin. Right in and under, 10 touches in the third term, 8 of those contested. Right in and under when it mattered and when the whips were cracking. Geez, he's gone to a new level. And the guys feeding off that supply, the usual suspects up forward, Darling, JK and Cripper, 3 goals apiece for 9 for the game. Not a bad effort from those boys.
We touched on Andrew Gaff. Thought his best play was going back with the fly to the footy. This instant here, Ellis Yeoman lines him up, but the little wingman just bounces back to his feet.
Tough little bugger.
Gingerly, but got back into it. And McGovern, the same thing in the second term. Real gutsy stuff from our boys. Didn't mind the Tommy Cole touch on the line in the second term from this Brodie Smith bomb. Might have made that.
Crucial.
Yeah, that margin could have been a little bit more out of reach
Crucial.
had Tommy Cole not to get his little fingertip on it.
Yeah, and I've got one Indigenous round, as we know, and proud Indigenous heritage at West Coast Eagles. But a bit of magic from our boys. Ryan with the defensive pressure on Brodie Smith, gets the throw in. Darling taps it down, Rioli sharks it through, gets through the traffic, snaps very quickly under duress. Amazing stuff, and just a little snapshot of the magic that the Indigenous boys bring to the game.
Amazing collect there from Rioli. Impressive stuff. Kennards, roast of the round. This list is just growing. Let's have a little look here. Reckon Gaff meant every bit of this soccer? No, I'm not buying it. Massive roast. Schofield lining up young Chase Jones. Put your head on a swivel, son, because the big fella's gunning for you.
Rory Atkins setting up the old hospital style for Eddie Betts for Shepherd to go crunch. Thank you very much for those rabbits. Gaffy, right-hand handball. Too much gym for Andrew Gaff.
Didn't know he had a right-hand handball, to be honest.
Huge, unbelievable stuff. Just humour watching Schofield and Hearn catch little Murphy, the speedster.
Try and catch him at least. What about this one? Through Vardy's hands, hits O'Brien in the head, roast every day of the week. McGovern, elite groundwork here, beating Miller, his opponent. The handball to Schofield, made sure Tex drilled him in the back, so that wasn't too good. This little shepherd on Oscar Allen.
Overzealous?
Mate, he can't leap tall buildings in a single bound. How's he going to jump to the top of the goalpost?
Wasn't getting anywhere near it.
Absolutely not.
But was it a free kick?
Probably not. But he's shirking contests inside the forward 50. Don't know where Tex is at the moment.
Shirking contest. Speaking of Shannon Hearn, the man from that clip, this spoil, he could have sent that in the second tier if he really wanted to. Didn't quite connect on this one, it must be said. And Golski, Duggan going to the candy shop and spending all of the pocket money. That's 2 youngsters in 2 weeks going to the candy shop. Oscar Allen last week, Liam Duggan this week, and then goals. So got to work on that, and Schofield getting taken out by Gaff. I mean, the enforcer this week.
That'll be some fines money for the team, I dare say. Petrocelli loving this kid.
What was this?
Don't love this effort, though. Still trying to work out what he's doing here. I'm sure Rioli is also. Luke Shuey, can you get a goal assist from the ball piffing off your face?
Should do.
Well, he did on this occasion. Cripps, wonderful finish. The first goal of the final quarter, so that was clutch. Talia switch inboard. This is what started the 8 out of 9 goal run for West Coast. Cripps nails it with ease after the Yo spoil, but Talia, you open the floodgates, my son.
Seaman back in the team late in the piece, dropped a sitter. You don't want to do that if you're on the precipice. Yo, not in the precipice, Yoey, but geez, giving that one straight back to the Crows, not his ideal moment. Sheed, right foot. Take it from me, he's a natural left footer.
We're going to go the winner, though. Ben Roberts going to go all the way to GWS v Melbourne. How's the form from Finlayson? Turns around to cook his teammate. The ball's still in play. Luckily, Jeremy Cameron and Himmelberg are still playing the game because they've saved your bacon.